Welcome back. Arizona national parks and forests attract millions of visitors every year. Those visitors boost local businesses and fuel the state's economy. But with layoffs at the U.S. Forest Service and Parks Department, the visitor experience could soon change. Emily Fox-Millian is hitting the trails in Phoenix to explain how these cuts could impact the state's tourism industry.
South Mountain, which is a city park here in Arizona, we've seen dozens of people walking by, riding by on their mountain bikes and hiking with their families and dogs. And it makes sense with beautiful views like this and this gorgeous weather that they'd be out here. But it's important to note that trails like this don't exist and they're not maintained without human beings. Arizona's sprawling landscapes are a draw for visitors and a vital part of the state's economy. But with layoffs hitting the U.S. Forest Service and Parks Department, some experts warn the economic impact could be felt sooner rather than later.
I think that we're going to start to see the impacts within the next month, quite honestly. If you and I were having this conversation 2 weeks ago, I'd say, oh, we're not going to see the impacts, but so many people have been let go, so many offices have been closed.
According to the Arizona Office of Tourism, more than 40 million people visited the state in 2023, contributing over $28 billion to Arizona's economy. Many of those visitors are drawn to the state's national parks and public lands.
To be able to go to a visitor center and talk to a ranger or talk to somebody who works there and get their, what you would call, human take on the park.
Services like guided tours and educational programs could be cut back. The layoffs come as Arizona prepares for the summer months, a time when outdoor tourism typically peaks at national parks. According to the National Park Service, 4.7 million people visited the Grand Canyon in 2023. The question is, will longer lines and slower permit processing have visitors saying enough is enough?
We know that the predictions are that visitation to the parks this year is going to be even greater than last year. I think the visitors are going to keep coming until they realize that their experiences are going to be affected.
And the parks aren't the only areas impacted.
Tourism supported 177,000 direct jobs in Arizona in 2023. And then when you think of how big tourism is and its impact across the economy, it actually supported 322,000 indirect or induced jobs also.
The National Park Service has announced they are hiring seasonal workers, and visitors will know soon whether it's enough to make their park experience all they've hoped for. According to the Park Service, restaurants and hotels that are around national parks are the big winners in local economies. Now, obviously, we're not at a national park, but after this, I'm going to go throw on my hiking shoes, and I'm probably going to grab a bite to eat after. In Phoenix, Emily Fox-Millian, Cronkite News.